for men or women to help with the anti-aging process we all deal with. Over 10 million bottles sold and 25 plus years in business. You should feel as comfortable as I do for your optimal health. Visit and order today at neutronics.com/Sanchez. That's neutronics.com/Sanchez.
The reports are true. KDON and Desert Springs Pools and Spas are giving away another pool. The 65K pool giveaway is back. Enter now at KDWN.com for your chance to win. Hurry, contest ends May 31st, 2026. No purchase necessary. See website for details.
I'm going down the rabbit hole.
It's time to dive deeper.
It's happening again.
They want to keep us divided so we don't realize they're chipping away at our freedoms.
We really thought through the cause and effect of our choices.
Tonight, one man will hold back the tide of sinister forces that threaten this great nation.
This isn't about politics. It's about truth in a culture built on noise.
Can I get an amen? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Yes, we can. Broadcasting live from Las Vegas. Independent, unapologetic, and unfiltered. Steve Sanchez.
Thank you, Greg Ehringer. Steve Sanchez with you. Glad to be here once again. Lots to get to. Welcome to those watching on the socials, those listening on the streams as well. We're glad you're with us. So right now, as we speak, President Trump is here in Las Vegas. He is at the AC Hotel in downtown Las Vegas, and he has been discussing, I think he's just about wrapping up. Of course, I'm here in studio. Our good friend Patrick Cassell's there keeping me abreast of what's going on over with the roundtable discussion. And the reason President Trump stopped right here in Vegas, he's going to be in Phoenix tomorrow, is we're a swing state. I mean, literally, the Silver State is a swing state, and it, of course, went red for President Trump in 2024, and President Trump wants to make sure the midterm elections right here in Nevada go red in here in the end of 26. The midterms are just around the corner, to believe it or not. So he was speaking on the economic agenda, no tax on tips, talking about valet drivers, concierge, hostesses, people that rely on tips, how they've gotten bigger refunds than ever before. He's absolutely accurate. It's a simple mathematic equation. You don't tax tips, you have more money in your pocket. That is absolutely an economic boom for the hardworking people of Las Vegas and, of course, the state of Nevada that are in the service industry or getting tips as part of your package, part of your compensation, part of your work based on what you do. Of course, you had the protesters down there. Oh, the protesters all over the place. Unions were down there. Culinary union was down there. Everybody's protesting. They're the ones that make traffic worse. Yeah, POTUS is in town. Of course, there's traffic alerts. Of course, it's the president. But these protesters seem to make traffic worse. Now, look, you have every fundamental right to protest. But really, what are you protesting? I mean, I've got to ask these protesters that are listening right now. They're on the Odyssey app or they're in their car right now on KDON listening. Here's what I've got to ask you. What the hell are you protesting? We're protesting the war, man. It's like, come on, you're not authentic people. It's not like this is the freaking 60s and it's Vietnam and you're just not authentic. You're just not. What are you protesting? Why don't you ask the service workers if they're happy with this president's economic agenda? I could assure you they are. I mean, he had this roundtable discussion. He had people there that are, in fact, in the service industry, and he was asking questions, and people are ecstatic. I mean, the truth of the matter is, he's very concerned over the midterms. Not that he's doing something wrong. It's just we've got radicals walking amongst us that lie, and the legacy media does their bidding for him, right? Let's just be real. You've got Representative Susie Lee and Stephen Horsford and Dina Titus that aren't really doing a damn thing. They voted against no tax on tips. So I don't understand how anybody in Southern Nevada that's represented by these three fools would ever reward them with re-election. I don't understand that. I don't get it. What do? You reward them by, really what I should say is you reward this president. You reward yourself by sending these critters home. Put Bobby Conn in District 1. Put Marty O'Donnell in District 3. Put Rhonda Kennedy in District 4. Put, David Flippo in District 2. This is how you reward this president. This is how you reward yourself in the country, by having the right people in place. I would be stunned, absolutely stunned, if the voting population, which by the way is 7,000 plus more registered in terms of Republicans than Democrats, a lot of nonpartisans, I would be very disappointed if in fact these three critters were rewarded for absolutely doing nothing and making things worse for hardworking middle America. I mean, look, here's what I think the Democrats don't want to really agree to. They don't want to confirm this. They don't want to validate this, because the Democrats have always been seen, or at least this is their motto, that they were always for working America, right? The Democrats were always for the working class, working people. That's what the Democrats have been screaming for years. And maybe at one point in time in history, that was true, but that was 30, 40 years ago. And I think the reason the Democrats, there's a lot of reasons, but I think one of the reasons the Democrats hate this president is Donald Trump truly is the working people's president. I mean, do you still agree with that? Do you still agree with that statement? Yeah, I know Iran sucks. I know Operation Epic Fury sucks. I know gas prices suck. I get it. With that said, and looking at the long game and looking at exactly why we're doing what we're doing, even though it's pinching us quite a bit at the pump, isn't it fair to say, can you still say that Donald Trump, in fact, is the working people's POTUS? Do you agree with that? I'm opening up phone lines early. I usually don't do this. I'm going to do it tonight. 702-257-5396 is how you join us. Phone lines are open for those listening on the radio here on KDON, those listening on the streams, Odyssey, iHeartMedia, TuneIn apps, and of course, those watching on the socials right now. Phone lines are open if you'd like to join us and give us a call and answer my question. Is Trump truly the working people's president? 702-257-5396 is how you join us to answer that very question. Now, I will take those calls and I will take those answers and I will submit them to him before he leaves Las Vegas. I'll make sure it gets to Stephen Chung, his communications director, and he'll hear them. He'll hear you, many of you that couldn't make it to the round table. He'll hear you. And that gives people hope and motivation to be able to press forward and do the right thing and continue to do the right thing. Now, I do understand that there are things that are still expensive. We got a hell of a long way to go. But I think we forget what we inherited from the Biden administration. Now, some will say, well, his tariff plan backfired. It's made things worse. Some will say Steve Sanchez going into Iran and decimating their Navy and their Air Force has made things worse. Gasoline is out of control. You're not wanting to see the long game of, yes, there's a small window of higher prices for the ultimate long window of lower prices, lower than we've ever seen. I mean, that's how we have to kind of view this. It's the only way to view this. And here's the thing. I don't have to just say that as a talking point. I can say that and back that up with evidence. We're going to do that when we come back from this break. Absolutely back this up with evidence. No question about it. Let me talk to you a little bit about our friends over at Reliable Environmental Services. Here we go. Small Business America. They love President Trump. Why? Jobs. Providing jobs. That's what's happening, baby. And Reliable Environmental Services does that. They employ people to clean your offices, your buildings, your commercial buildings. They do a great job of it. They clean my studios, clean my offices, and they're great. I've known the owners for a long time. They're good, solid, community-driven people. That's how we reward small business, is doing business with small business. So call 888-545-7182. Make sure you tell them Steve Sanchez sent you, and here's what's going to happen for you. You're going to get a free quote, which is very competitive with anybody else out there, but you're also going to get your first week of cleaning service absolutely free. So Reliable Environmental Services not only work with some of the biggest resort properties on the Strip, they work with small business, medium business, large business all over the Las Vegas Valley, and they'll work with you. Give them a call, 888-545-7182. Mention my name, Steve Sanchez. You'll get your first week of service free when you sign on with them. You can also get a free online quote by simply visiting reliableenvironmentalservices.com. Do that now. This show specifically supports local business because local business supports this show. We got a break in front of us, but when we come back, we're going to start going to some of our calls. Is President Trump truly still the people's president? Yes, no, why or why not? I'd like to hear from you. Once again, phone lines are open, 702-257-5396. Give me a call, get your place in line. When we come back from this break, straight to our phone calls we go. I'm Steve Sanchez. Don't go away.
Time for an oil change? Get it done right at Meineke. Our certified techs back their work with nationwide warranties so you can drive with confidence. Right now, a synthetic blend oil change is only $34.95 at all locally owned and operated centers. Plus, every visit includes a free digital e-inspection with photos and videos so you understand every recommendation.
All right, same question for all of you watching on the socials. As President Trump just wrapped up right here in Las Vegas with the roundtable, it's going to be in Arizona tomorrow. Can you still say that Donald Trump, in fact, is the people's president? More than any president we've had since Reagan. Can you say that? I can. Now, I understand we've got Iran. I understand we got gas prices. I understand we've got a few things. We're going to break that down when we come back. But knowing that no tax on tips is working, knowing that the one big beautiful bill is working, people are getting bigger tax refunds than they've ever gotten. I'm sure maybe you have even gotten a bigger tax refund. That should say something. His economic policies work. The guy knows money. He knows how to make that happen. All right. If you're watching, call me. We're going to go one more segment before we bounce out of the live stream. 702-257-5396. You can call us live. We're going to finish up this commercial break. If you got questions for me, drop them in the comments. I'll be answering those personally once we go to our next commercial break. Peace.
Public and Behavioral Health, and in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Most of us don't think twice about turning on a light, taking a shower, or running to the store. But what if you couldn't for a week or longer? Have you considered what you would do without power or running water? Most people aren't prepared for 3 days, let alone weeks. But here's the good news. If you can prepare now for 30 days, you're ready for almost anything. Power outages, wildfires, earthquakes, or any unexpected disruptions. Getting there is easier than you think. Create a disaster preparedness kit today. Pick up one extra can of food this week. Set aside a few gallons of water. Pick up a battery-powered radio, extra batteries, and a flashlight. Include a first aid kit and your basic household needs. Small steps add up, and before you know it, you're ready. For a checklist and more info, visit oem.nv.gov. Sponsored by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the Nevada Office of Emergency Management Homeland Security, and your local emergency manager's office, in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Understanding the many things in a mother's life affecting her pregnancy is important. You can help improve the health of all mothers and babies in Nevada by completing a Pregnancy Risk Assessment Monitoring System survey about your recent pregnancy. Also known as PRAMS, the survey is from the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The survey asks new moms about their experience before, during, and after pregnancy. Responses are confidential and used to help improve the health of mothers and babies in Nevada. If you receive a PRAMS survey, please share your story. Learn more at nvprams.dpbh.nv.gov. That's nvprams.dpbh.nv.gov. This message, sponsored by the Nevada Division of Public and Behavioral Health, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Attention firearms owners, the Attorneys on Retainer program is backed by the Attorneys for Freedom law firm, which is the nation's only law firm exclusively committed to self-defense cases. Along with local counsel, the firm is also accepting private self-defense cases nationwide. Have experienced self-defense attorneys ready to represent you anywhere in the nation. Visit attorneysonretainer.us and use promo code Sanchez to get $25 off your individual sign-up fee. Don't be unprepared for the fight in the courtroom.
1015 FM KDON.
You're listening to Steve Sanchez. Phone lines are open. Call him now at 702-257-5396.
All right, welcome back. Steve Sanchez with you, hanging out. Yes, the president has left the building. Famous words of Elvis here in Vegas. So President Trump just finished his roundtable discussion right here in Las Vegas. And I am being told by my sources on the street, because I'm here in studio, of course, that it was a smash success. People were stoked. And the protesters outside are rabid. Well, that's normal. These rabid protesters out there, they got nothing better to do. Go home and cook dinner, for God's sakes. Both, especially these older people. Didn't the nursing home say that you're supposed to be in by 5? Some of these, old critters out there screaming. Absolutely ridiculous. My question is quite simple, and I say absolutely yes, exclamation point, that Trump is the working people's president. Always has been. Can you still say that? Do you still agree? Are you allowing the mainstream media to skew your viewpoint? Because the mainstream media, they practice it. Look, they worked with the CIA regarding MK Ultra programming. So they know what to say. They know how to say it. They know how to do frequency to literally get you brainwashed that somehow POTUS is flipped out. POTUS has mental illness. POTUS is doing a horrible job in Iran. POTUS has lost his mind. But the truth is Donald Trump is still the same Donald Trump. Maybe a little tougher this time around. Maybe a little bolder this time around. But wouldn't you be, after literally coming the way they came after him? They shot him in the ear, almost in the head, almost was killed on live TV. I mean, all the things that they've done and made up, and literally the guy comes back and makes the biggest political comeback in the history of political comebacks. So don't throw the white towel of surrender so quickly, because the legacy media and the Dems are confusing you. Phone lines are open if you want to be part of the conversation. 702-257-5396. Phone lines are open. Let's get down to business. First up this evening is Gary. Gary, welcome to the program.
Steve, my brother from another mother. This show is so great, and I have to say that I completely agree with you. Trump is for the people. He's always been for the people.
Absolutely.
I mean, the dude has got enough money to keep himself for 2 more lives.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, why would he not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Doesn't need to do this. Doesn't need to go through the hassle and the stress and the name calling and the constant looking over your shoulder of some crazed maniac wanting to assassinate you.
I know. I get it. And it's like, I can't agree with you more. And I just wanted to tell you that.
Well, Gary, I certainly appreciate it. Appreciate the call. Appreciate, you hanging out with us for a couple of minutes, and God bless, man. Glad you love the show. Tell your friends. Most importantly, tell your enemies that basically don't stand with you as a conservative patriot. We can help people, Gary. And I appreciate the call, brother. Thank you. We can help people. Even those that disagree with us. Don't always give up on people just because they disagree. Try to instill wisdom with facts, because you never, ever, ever know when someone may turn and say, you know what? You were right. You were right. And I was brainwashed by the Dems and the legacy media, and now I've had an epiphany. And that's happened a lot. Let's be real. 702-257-5396 is how you join the conversation. Now, Donald Trump was asked before he left here to Vegas about gas prices. Okay. So, reporters were outside the White House, and they asked him about gas prices and when the American public could literally anticipate some relief. And Donald Trump said gas prices aren't very high. Now, Mr. President, I'm going to be honest with you. You should have thought about that before you said that, because that is not true. Gas prices are very high, sir. Let's just be real, especially if you're in a place like Nevada that has to deal with refineries of California and the bureaucracy of California. Then yeah, we're spending $5.5, almost $6 per gallon of gas. That's a reality. So don't say they're not very high, because this is where people get turned off, especially nonpartisans, independents that basically are trying to make the best decision for themselves when it comes to the midterm elections. You've got to recognize, be transparent, Mr. President. I love you. You know that. You've been on the show multiple times. We've had great conversations. I stand behind you. I support you. But you know me, and I will say things that I need to say that are truthful. That's not a smart choice of words. I'm sorry if that offends. It just is what it is. I have to say it. You need to say, yes, I realize prices are higher, especially in places like Nevada and Arizona and California, because of the bureaucracy of the Democrats and the refinery issues that the Democrats and the environmentalist wackos continue to just cover and hover on. That's a true statement. That needed to be said. So don't let the legacy media try to convince you that he's not in touch with the people. Oh man, he doesn't get it. He said it was not very high. Yeah, maybe compared to Joe Biden's tenure. Look, because there are parts of the country that are a lot lower than what you're putting in terms of your in your tank here in Nevada and in Arizona. But the reasons are clear. That's why I just gave you the reasons. Because we deal with the refineries, we get our fuel from California, predominantly. That's got to change. Governor Joe Lombardo, that should be one of your campaign pledges. That has got to change. Because right now, Governor Joe, you're in a very unique position to start reaching out and speaking to the people eyeball to eyeball, belly to belly, because now Aaron Ford's under fire for taking dough from Eric Swalwell, which we'll cover at the bottom of the hour. You need to let the constituents know. You need to let them know that you are a retired sheriff. You were in law enforcement your whole career. You are now the CEO of the state of Nevada. And you need to go to where the people are. Don't let your political consultants advise you differently. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. Get out, and that camera, even hell, do a quick video. It's easy. Get your phone and turn it around and literally say, hey, be one of those governors like Ron DeSantis and say, hey, we're going to take a look at what Aaron Ford's been doing. And Mr. Morality, Aaron Ford, right? This is how you speak to the people. This is why Trump wins. This is why people love the president, because the president knows how to come to the people. And people need that. People want that. For so long in politics, it's always been this shelter. And I understand that for security purposes and things. I get it. But I think you understand what I'm trying to say. The president doesn't avoid the cameras. The president doesn't avoid questions. The president doesn't avoid reporters. The president doesn't avoid putting comments on the socials. Again, Trump is the working people's POTUS. Do you agree with that? Yes or no? Why or why not? Phone lines are open, 702-257-5396. Give me a call. Share your thoughts. Quick break in front of us. But when we come back, right to your calls we go. I'm Steve Sanchez. Don't go away. Business owners, if your workplace isn't clean, nothing runs right. That's why companies all over the valley trust reliable environmental services. They specialize in professional cleaning for business. All right, we're going to be bouncing out of the live stream. We're glad you're hanging out with us. You still want to listen to the show? We're going to still be on for the next almost 2 hours left. You can do a couple of things. You can go up to my link and you can click the SteveSanchezShow.com. When you do that, you'll see the Listen Live player. You can listen live. We're still on the show, taking calls. We're just going to bounce from the stream here in the studios. You can also download the Odyssey, iHeartMedia, and TuneIn apps. You can listen that way. We're grateful that you're hanging out with us. Subscribe, follow, share our content. We're grateful for you. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, peace.